Mary Key Parme, born July 21st, 1985 in Silver Spring, Maryland. Mary is the youngest of Christy and Bart Key's 8 children. I apologize, I need to read these all off, looking at the paper. It's not Goodwill Hunting. I can't remember the 8 brothers that I have. So, older brothers Phil and Fred, older sisters Annie, Joanna, Kirsten, Janice, and Sarah. Growing up near the water, Mary and her family spent a lot of time on the family boat, the Key Spot. Mary was quickly taught how to fish as a youngster. She laughed about this photo when we chatted. She told me that this was the day that she decided fishing was no longer for her, and she recalls throwing the pole overboard right after this photo was taken. She also recalled that did not go over very well. Mary either came around to fishing or figured out that faking a smile when necessary would be a good way to get by. Mary enjoyed ballet, tap, and jazz when she was young and did those until the 3rd grade when she picked up karate. It wasn't long before competitive team sports were the thing for Mary, as she played basketball, soccer, and lacrosse. She was quick to note that soccer was actually her favorite sport when she was a young girl, and that was what she loved to do all the time. Fortunately for her club teams, high school, and those of us here at Johns Hopkins, she was introduced to lacrosse in the 6th grade. And like many of our inductees from that point forward, family vacations in the summer became lacrosse and soccer tournaments in the Key household. It was early in high school that Mary gave up basketball, and about halfway through when she realized that it was lacrosse, not soccer, that was her calling. Mary was a highly sought-after recruit, narrowed her official visits to 5. After she visited Hopkins, she had 2 trips left, Penn State and Loyola still scheduled. Mary informed her parents, "I don't want to go on those. Hopkins is where I want to be." After all, she had a scholarship offer from head coach Janine Tucker, and she had loved her visit here. Mr. and Mrs. Key really wanted her to take those last 2 visits, but told Mary that if, as Mary put this, if Coach Tucker would up the ante a little bit, maybe we could cancel those last 2 visits. One quick call to Coach Tucker, and Mary was on her way to Homewood. I call that great parenting. Mary arrived at Johns Hopkins in the fall of 2003 and left 4 years later as the most decorated and accomplished women's lacrosse player in school history. And she also helped put our women's lacrosse program on the Division I map. Mary made a great group of friends on the women's lacrosse team. They became focused on their health and the Johns Hopkins Sustainability Initiative. You can see the many bottles of light beer, of course, that they're recycling on a regular basis. Mary has worked at Under Armour since graduating from Johns Hopkins in 2007 and is currently category manager for collegiate and NBA products. Mary and her husband Mark started dating when they were seniors in high school and were married in 2011. She remains active and competitive. That came through very clear when I was talking to Mary. And among the many things Mary and Mark have done together is playing a flag football league that Mary called a social league. Note the trophy in the social league is made of Bud Light cans. She was quick to note when we spoke, I don't discriminate on the light beers. Mary and Mark have 2 children. Hayden is 4 and Tillman is 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present for induction into the Johns Hopkins Athletic Hall of Fame, Mary Key Parme.
Let's bring this down a little bit. So I would just like to say, before we get going, that I think that maybe those are the only 2 pictures that had light beer in them, and Ernie decided to put them up in the slideshow. So don't judge me too hard, but he's right. I don't discriminate light beers. So thank you, Ernie. Thank you to Johns Hopkins University for this amazing honor. I would also like to extend a thank you to anyone and everyone who had a part in nominating me or selecting me for this. This is amazing. I couldn't have asked for anything more. I was trying to think about what I would say, and I'm like, we don't play sports for this type of thing. You play sports because it's what you love, it's what drives you, the competitive nature, just the thrill of like being out there and competing. But it is such an honor to be up here and included among the greatest, what is considered to be the greatest come through Johns Hopkins, and be included with this group of inductees. So thank you guys very much for that, and congratulations to the rest of the inductees here tonight. Homewood Field, like I was thinking about it, I'm like, it's so aptly named. Like I had the best time here. It literally became my home away from home for 4 years. And that was thanks really to Coach Tucker and the amazing group of women that I got to play with day in and day out. And I really can't believe that it's been 10 years since I graduated from college, because it literally feels like yesterday. And the memories that I made here will stay with me forever. Thinking back to my very first day of playing college lacrosse competitively, we were at Loyola University, and it was our first fall ball tournament. So stakes weren't too high, but I'm a freshman. I got the nod to start. I was super amped. My adrenaline was running, and it was a few minutes into the game. I got a pass like right inside the 8 meter. I'll give you guys a little demonstration. So I got this pass, and it was like a little awkward. So I caught it, I'm like right inside the 8 meter, so you guys can still hear me. And it was awkward. I didn't know what to do. So my back was to the goal, and I ended up lowering my stick down and almost shooting a backward shot. And it went in from like 7 meters out. Never done it before in my life. It was so exciting. I look over, my teammates are going nuts. Coach Tucker's doing the Coach Tucker jump on the sideline. And I can remember Erin Reardon, one of my teammates, she was a junior on the team at the time, coming up to me and being like, "Welcome to college, girl." And I was like, man, this place is for me. This is going to be awesome. So I can remember the very first time I stepped on the field for Johns Hopkins. I can also remember the very last. We were at Duke University. We had just come off our very first NCAA win in our school's history. We played Hofstra in the first round, and we had an amazing game. And while the outcome of the Duke University game wasn't what we had hoped for as a team, it was really the culmination of an amazing 4 years for me at Johns Hopkins University. And so while all the memories in between were amazing, it was really the people around me that made it worthwhile. So thank you to Coach Tucker. You have been an amazing person. Really, you afforded me the opportunity to attend a school like Johns Hopkins. Without you, I wouldn't have been here. So thank you for that. To be able to grow and learn under your tutelage, amazing. Like, I can still remember crying on your couch a handful of times. My friends sitting next to you are laughing because they did the same thing. We always joked, like, don't go in, don't sit on the couch because you're going to end up crying. But she always had good snacks and candy to give you to make you feel better. So thank you for that. Thank you to my teammates, a couple of which are here tonight, because without those women, I wouldn't have, had the amazing time here just as a human. Like, forget lacrosse, but those girls became my family. Thank you to my husband, Mark. Without you being here for me throughout my 4 years at college, like Ernie said, we started dating in our senior year, and we were doing a long-distance relationship for our entire time. He would come visit me on the weekends. Not that often, though, Dad, I swear. But he was super supportive, so I really appreciate that. And my family has been my backbone my entire life. I don't know if you guys saw us trying to cram into a picture in the back while we were out there, but it was a little embarrassing. We run deep. Like Ernie said, I'm the youngest of 8. I'm so appreciative of them. One of the reasons I came to Hopkins was because of the proximity to home. And I always had such a strong representation of my family in the stands at every home game throughout my 4 years. And there's zero chance I'd be here today without my parents, Mom, Dad. Thank you guys so much for literally carting me all around the country, sometimes the world, to do every sporting event possible. Sorry to the rest of the family, because Ernie's right. A lot of vacations and special things got kind of put to the side, but it was my passion and my love. So thank you guys. Without you, I wouldn't be here today. And I know that we continuously fight about it, but I don't think that I would be here without your all's athletic genes. I think it's about time we decided you both had something to do with that, and we can move on from there. So thanks, Johns Hopkins. Thank you guys. So honored. Have a great night. Thank you.